I want to clarify something that will prevent you from becoming dogmatic and dogmatic in your journey as an apprentice, and then onwards from there. And that is to understand that you may have heard me, if you've seen any of my previous videos, you may have heard me refer to the warrior's perspective, right? So the warrior's perspective is something you acquire, something you imbibe, something we train in, something we educate ourselves in and really train in. That's the destination. There are many ways towards the warrior's perspective, though. The Toltec system is one of those ways. So, try to stay away from the thinking that the Toltec system is the only way. Now you're in a cult, you've got a cult mindset. You don't want that. You want to keep your mind free and you want to be able to see all sides. You don't want to fix yourself in some dogmatic position, right? There are many, many amazing ways to acquire the warrior's perspective. The Taoist way, Sufi way, Zen. Why I am so grateful that I acquired the Toltec training in such a thorough way is because it is, in my opinion, in my experience, it is the most comprehensive and it is the most organized. It is the most efficient, by far, the most efficient, no faffing about, the most efficient way. And it is also the most rigorous, the most thorough. It will really, where Zen ends is where the Toltec system really takes off. Where Sufism ends, Zen, all these other systems that really do work, but they'll take you to a certain level. At the max, they will take you to the level of losing your human form, stepping out of the human mold. After that, that is their destination. They end there, right? The Toltec system requires the apprentice to acquire that position in their assemblage point as a matter of course, as a matter of basics. The Toltec system so takes off where these other systems are ending. That is why I swear by it, because there's so much more to the Toltec system than just losing your human form, or enlightenment, as it's called in the Eastern philosophies, enlightenment. I've never yet found anyone, including in the Carlos Castaneda world, not one single person ever found who really understood that enlightenment isn't the goal of freedom. Enlightenment isn't the goal of ultimate freedom. And yes, no, you read it in books. You read it in some book that you gotta dart past the eagle. That's all bollocks. It's just nonsense. It's just stuff that people don't understand it, and they create romantic images in their head about what that actually means. It's the same in the Zen world. Same in any new age is rife with this. What we do is we create an image of what that will be like and then try and strive towards that image. But freedom has nothing to do with images. Freedom has nothing to do with self-delusions and romantic inclinations. Freedom's got nothing to do with those things. Freedom has everything to do with efficient, targeted training. So really understand, guys, the warrior's perspective takes a lifetime to hone and train into. You're not gonna get it in 1 month, 2 months, 5 months. Oh, I've really been training and I've been so excited, and good. Keep training, but don't expect This is what I call a long cycle commitment. Long cycle means it will take you your entire life to even make a little bit of progress. Depends on your particular predilections, depends on the kind of person you are, right? So a lot of things come into just there was someone who left a comment in this Facebook group that I sometimes post in, and they said, "Oh, we can read books and practice, and it's perfectly possible to become a warrior by reading books and practicing." The very idea is so ludicrous. It's kind of like saying, it's imagine if you tell an elite Navy SEALs or an SAS soldier, you go up to them and you say to them, "Hey, you know, it's possible, perfectly possible to read magazines, military books, and practice, and I can become the same Navy SEAL as all of you guys." Or go to an elite architect, the architect who designed the biggest buildings in the world, elite of the elite, and tell them to their face, yeah, I can read, it's perfectly possible to do what you do by reading books and practicing. So when I read that, my first thought was, I laughed so much, because this person was really convinced. They're a fantastic person, very excited and very fired up about whatever their Carlos Castaneda romance. But they really didn't have much of a clue about what are you saying, man? I mean, why I laugh so much, because I imagined this person standing in front of Don Juan, and especially if he was with Gennaro, and saying this to them. It's perfectly possible. Imagine saying to Don Juan, it's perfectly possible to read books and practice, and be making lots of good progress that way. Well, what do you think the reaction will be? So guys, really do away with romantic images. Romantic images are not gonna help. This is an art of utter sobriety and pragmatism and real brutal honesty, self-honesty. And if that is not happening, if you're not training in that, it's gonna be nearly impossible to reach the next stage and the next stage and the next and the next, right? Because there's a specific progression to the Toltec system. I'm familiar with many other systems, because I myself, my benefactors told me to go and study that system, go and do Zen, go and do this, go and become a naturist. And I was like, what, naturist? What am I gonna? They said, go, you need to understand how clothes bind your spirit. And I'm like, it hadn't even occurred to me so far. But the more I actually went into the field and trained what my benefactors were saying, the more I understood, yes, clothes weaken the immune system. They oh my God, clothes are just so dangerous if we don't free our deep consciousness from the need for clothes and free our deep. This is a whole different topic. I'll do a video on that one time. Anyway, so let me know, guys. Let me know what you think of this video. What do you think of this topic? Do you think that the warrior's perspective can be arrived at from many different ways? Or is the Toltec system the only way, the monopoly? We are the Toltec system. I read Carlos Castaneda books. Let me know what your thoughts are on this. These are my thoughts. Again, they're not golden rules. They're just my perspective from my experience of my own training, right? My own training to become an elite of sorts, an elite hunter of sorts. There's no better way to put it, because make no mistake, the warrior is an elite in the world of awareness. Absolute top-notch, highly trained hunter. Take care. Catch you soon.